Most people look at a full-sized bench grinder and see a massive, space-consuming beast that belongs in a professional garage. But then you come across something like this little 3-in-1 setup, and it makes you wonder why everything has to be so bulky. It is surprisingly compact, sitting at just over 6 inches long, which means it can actually live on a crowded desk without making you feel like you are running a factory. The build quality is solid stainless steel, and it has these little rubber feet that do a decent job of keeping it from dancing across the table, though if you are really leaning into a heavy grind, you will definitely want to clamp it down. What is interesting here is the versatility. You are not just getting a belt sander. You can swap in a grinding wheel or a buffing pad, which covers a lot of ground for someone doing small-scale hobby work. Whether it is cleaning up a 3D print, polishing a piece of jewelry, or just touching up a kitchen knife, it handles the light stuff with ease. The motor is surprisingly punchy for its size, and the 7-speed adjustment is a nice touch. You can dial it way down for delicate work, or crank it up to 9,000 RPM when you need to remove material quickly. The ability to reverse the belt direction is also a clever addition that you do not always see on tools in this price bracket. Now, let's be real about the limitations. This is not meant for heavy-duty fabrication. If you try to push it too hard, you will feel the motor struggle, and the vibration can get a bit noticeable at the highest speeds. It is a hobbyist tool through and through. The setup process is straightforward, but you might find yourself fiddling with the belt tracking for a minute or two to get it running perfectly centered. Also, while the knife sharpening guide is a handy feature for keeping a consistent 15-degree angle, it takes a little bit of practice to get the feel for it. It is not a magic wand that turns a dull blade into a razor instantly, but with a steady hand, it does a respectable job. It is one of those gadgets that feels like a fun addition to a workspace rather than a heavy-duty necessity. If you are the type of person who spends weekends tinkering with small projects, or just wants a convenient way to keep your kitchen knives sharp without dragging out a massive sharpening system, this thing is a pretty neat solution. It is not perfect, and it definitely has that lightweight feel, but for the price and the footprint, it is hard to argue with the utility it packs into such a small frame. It is a solid little companion for the crafty hobbyist who just needs a bit of extra help at the workbench.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.